Good morning. I'm Paul Tampien, KM4PT. I want to welcome you to my virtual tour of my ham shack. I've been a ham for the last 4 years. Fortunately, I was able to get my general and technician at the same time, and then my extra came along about a year later. Over the last few months, 10 months or so, we've been seeing some of the sophisticated ham shacks of some of the other members of W Cares. And I wanted to kind of take you along on a tour of mine of not quite so sophisticated. It has a few fancy things, but it's just very comfortable for me, and it works out very well. This is my mascot, Oink. He's going to welcome you to my ham shack. We're going to cover the location, some equipment that I have, some antennas, some test equipment that I use, and some portable ops. That is one of my favorite things to do. Where am I? Right where I'm supposed to be, here. I live in the Cool Springs area of Brentwood. The area is called Moreland Estates. My address is 7002 Tartan Drive. This is located in a homeowners association subdivision, which provides several complications that I will talk about in a little bit. This is an aerial view of my house. You can see that I'm connected very closely with my next door neighbors. Across the street from my home, next to the tennis court, is where we have held Winter Field Day several years ago. We missed last year, but we will probably be there again. We set up a portable tent and operate from there. The equipment in my shack is an ICOM 7100 for VHF, UHF, and HF, an MFJ 928 tuner, an MFJ 884 watt meter, MFJ 4235 power supply, MFJ 281 speaker, and my first system that I got was a Jetstream JT270MH. It was strictly for VHF, UHF, and also for doing digital, I had to have a Signal Link sound card. All of this is gathered together in an SJB 4U Rotorack cabinet that I got from Nashville Used Music. This makes a complete package for serious portable and emergency ops. I can just pick it up on the handle on the side, walk away, and I have batteries and solar power that I can use for portable ops and emergency. And I also have an external power supply on the far left-hand side that for operating at home. I use 2 computers for digital comms and an additional monitor for field days. Because I have a high noise floor, I can only do digital. One computer and the monitor runs PSK and WSJTX. The other computer is for N3FJP logging software, and in the background keeps track of Discord and W Cares Live. The one big luxury that I have is a Geochron world map. It allows me to keep track of the Gray Line, as well as the International Space Station, Hubble Space Telescope, other satellites, including amateur radio, undersea cables that go from continent to continent, as well as out to Hawaii. Also, the latest edition allows me to keep track of airlines. The table below the Geochron is my workbench for small projects. I have 2 Raspberry Pi systems. One of them is an All-Star node that also includes an Echolink node. And then the other one will soon be a Digipeater for APRS. I also have several handhelds, some Baofengs, some ICOM ID51A for D-Star, a BTEC 6X2 for DMR, and a ZoomSpot MMDVM hotspot. Since I live in an HOA with no external antennas allowed, I've had to use a little ingenuity to get a long wire up. Fortunately, my solution was a black 16-gauge long wire, here marked in red, with a 9-to-1 UNUN to tame the mismatched impedance. This hooks to a 58-foot non-resident end-fed antenna that goes from my upstairs deck to my neighbor's tree. I have a really nice neighbor. Upstairs in my attic, I have a Diamond X50 dual band And there's just enough room for an X200 with a couple of inches to spare. I have a homemade 6-meter squalo. Sorry for the messy attic. That is all the plumbing and piping and the supports for the roof. And a discone antenna hooked to an old VHF UHF scanner, which doesn't do much good, especially in Williamson County. The X50 is in the background hanging from a rafter. I also have an Eagle 1 vertical antenna outside, which covers 6 to 80 meters for portable and semi-portable use. Some test equipment that I have are multiple volt-ohm multimeters, analog and digital, an antenna analyzer in the lower left-hand corner, also a discrete component tester for capacitors and resistors, and then a time domain reflectometer for checking out cables. When I go to portable ops, I have a Xiegu G90 along with a 12 amp hour lithium battery and a portable 60 to 40 meter antenna that uses chalkline wind-up reels for adjustment. I also carry a spare 50-foot RG8X coax. Along with the Xiegu G90 and the battery, I have a portable scanner and a CB radio. You never know when you might need a trucker to help pull you out of a ditch. One of my great loves is I love to camp. It's a great way to get out and about, and also it's a great way to do portable ops and POTA. This was a portable ops at Pickwick Landing State Park. It was a beautiful day. Fortunately, there was a fishing tournament and also QSO parties, so I made several contacts then. I had not gotten into POTA at the time, but it was just a beautiful way to spend the day. We were camping at Normandy Lake, which is down by Tullahoma. It allows you to go out and see the beautiful sights of the area, as well as some unusual sights. We had an unusual visitor come at about 6:30 one morning. That is actually a float plane with the engine on top so that he won't be beating the water. But he just came in and buzzed the lake, landed, floated by the campground, and then took off again. And camping is just a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful way to end the day. This is sunset over the Straits of Juan de Fuca in Washington State, taken from a campground at Whidbey Island Naval Air Station. If you have any questions or comments, email me at rnggldwng07@gmail.com or my call sign at arrl.net. Thanks a lot.